Hey, what's up guys? It is your friendly neighborhood Yu-Gi-Oh! Superhero, Ben 10,000 of YGO! And today we're going to have a Dark Magician deck. It's going to be a budget Dark Magician deck. If you don't want to spend a lot of money, well guess what? I don't want you to either. But before we get into that, we're going to do an intro that's a little different. Usually I do a skit for these. So if you guys could do me a solid and let me know in the comments if you're okay with doing this every now and then. Because basically I have packages. A friend of mine sent me a package and I thought you guys would like to be part of the opening process. So we're going to open this up. This is the intro today instead of a skit. And this is going to be a live deck profile. Now this won't be something that happens all the time. It's just going to just be every now and then. You know, so I figured we would do that and see how you guys like it or not. And you guys can let me know in the comments below, and I'm also probably going to have a poll at some point, so make sure you check out the community page so you can be part of the polling data. Alright, let's see here. First thing my friend sent me, ooh, I think we might have a friend here for Joey. And, we have Red Eyes Black Dragon Funko Pop. That's gonna look good up there, guys. I'm gonna be rearranging this here in a little bit, so this guy will be more visible. But we'll put him right here for now. We'll just move that further back. We'll put that right there. There we go. Red Eyes and Joey, which I guess is the channel, which is definitely very fitting for the theme of my channel, considering you know I'm kind of a underdog in the Yu-Gi-Oh! Universe. Now we got this last one. Now I have no idea what this one is. Huh! Well, that is hella interesting. Okay. It's a Cell figure. If you guys don't know, I used to be a really big fan of Dragon Ball Z back in the day. I'm more of a Yu-Gi-Oh! Fan now, but I still enjoy Dragon Ball Z. My favorite character was Trunks, in case anyone wondered, but Cell was probably my favorite villain. Just because, you know, even more perfect! You know, that's probably like the worst impression you've ever heard, but that was like, I just got a giggle out of the way he talked. He's got his thumb down. Can we put it back in the other way? No, I can't get a thumbs up from Sal. I feel like Cell is the guy who constantly dislikes all my videos. He's like, this does not have enough meta in it. It's not perfect. Boo! I don't know. It's probably the worst impression you guys have ever heard, but there you go. All right, let's go hop into that deck profile, shall we? I always forget these parts, guys. Sorry about that. This is just a quick message for XL, the guy who gave me my new gifts here, and as well as one of my closest friends for the longest time. If you guys are seeing on the screen, there should be a picture of XL and me as teenagers. Whew, man, that's right. That's a baby Ben 10,000 of YGO right there. Before I was going by that name. Anyway, guys, I just real quick wanted to say hey to you, XL. Thank you for the gifts. They definitely exemplified what our teen years were like all those years ago. Brought me way back to those memories, so thank you for that. Those gifts will always hit me right at the bottom of my heart, and always give me good times. So big thanks, and I can say without a shadow of a doubt, brother, my life would have not been the same without you. Hope this video finds you in good spirit.
Alright guys, here we go. We're going in for that spicy deck profile, so let's begin with triple Dark Magician. Yeah, you gotta have triple of this. Obviously, it's a budget Dark Magician deck, and I will have somewhere on the screen at some point flashed you a price tag for this deck, and I am going to be looking for the cheapest options available, so that way, like, so you may not see these Dark Magicians. The Dark Magicians you might be purchasing for this deck, if you're a budget Dark Magician player, might be common, but that's okay, because they all works the same. Alright, for our first hand trap, we'll have Phantasme. That's a really decent hand trap. It's good for the Link Dragon. It'll give you an edge against Dragon Link, and it also, worst case scenario, it's a dragon for the fusion in the extra deck. Remind you, this is a budget dragon, or not dragon, budget Dark Magician deck, so we will not be playing Dragoon. But guess what? No Dragoon, no problem. That's alright. 1 Magician of Dark Illusions. 2 Apprentice Magicians. Illusion Magicians. Cool thing about, a lot of people forget about her, is she's also most of the time she's just used to search the Dark Magician, but she's also a hand trap. She will give a spellcaster a 2000 boost, so that is very useful. And he is our pseudo Dark Magician. Alright, now we have Magician's Rod. You're going to need that one because, you know, he's the Stratos of the deck. And for the last of the monsters and our hand traps, our last hand traps are Effect Veiler. In most cases, Effect Veiler will do, but if you happen to have Ash Blossom or Imperm, you can play them. That's up to you. Now we're going to go into the spells. We got 1 Dark Magic Attack, 1 Illusion Magic, and 1, newly acquired for me, Secrets of Dark Magic. Basically a searchable polymerization for the Dark Magician archetype, so you don't have to play anything out of theme. Triple of the Dark Magic Circle. It is kind of a pot of duality of the Dark Magician deck, as well as a banish when upon summoning of a Dark Magician. So there you go. And probably the bread and butter of this budget deck is Super Folly. This is one of the cards that actually allows this deck to fight. With all of the ridiculous and OP boards that are available and ridiculous cards that are currently in the game, this really helps, allowing lower tier decks to keep up with higher tier decks. So Super Folly is really good. 1 Foolish Burial, and now for some weird text. 1 Summoner's Art. It's to help us get to the Dark Magician. Believe it or not, this deck, we really need access to the Dark Magician. If you don't have a Dark Magician at any point, you will lose. Spellbook of Knowledge. Basically, the really cool thing about this is basically you're just going plus with the rod, and then you can use this to get rid of the Magician's Rod. So, you know, that way you actually don't keep monsters that will not help your strategy go further. Triple Pot of Duality. You do not special summon a whole lot, truth be told. You do some special summoning, but most of it you will do on your opponent's turn. Now for a card that is a very fun, spicy card, and I recommend highly for Dark Magician players, is Waking the Dragon. Basically, this is the cool thing about main decking this card. Your opponent is going to eventually try to get rid of your Eternal Soul. Spoiler alert, there is an Eternal Soul in this deck. But you're going to want this card, because basically it'll make your opponent afraid to blow up your back row, because they might be blowing up one of them. There is a Cosmo player I beat recently by doing that. He saw me... I had one of these set face down, and he saw me add this with Pot of Duality, and then set a card. And then so he blew up the other card, realizing that the other card was Waking the Dragon. The card I set was a different card. I didn't actually set the Waking the Dragon. I pulled it. Pretty funny. 1 copy of Destined Rivals. This card is... But the truth is, being able to negate an entire board, it's more of a side card in my opinion than it is a main deck card, but it has come up pretty useful. Triple Navigation. Like I said, you need to get Dark Magician out there ASAP. And also this card is a spell and trap negation in the grave. Triple Eternal Soul, another bread and butter card of the Dark Magician strategy. I still think Konami shouldn't have included the I lose my board if this dies, but you know, leave it to Konami RNG to not know how to build proper Yu-Gi-Oh cards. Anyway, then we have 1 Skill Drain, because, you know, this lets us play old school Yu-Gi-Oh in the modern days Yu-Gi-Oh. Basically, Skill Drain says, nope, we're playing old school Yu-Gi-Oh. It's Big Monster Go Smash. And then finally, 3 God Says No. That's the main deck. Basically, it's a lot of negation, lots of floodgates, and then playing a few cards that make your opponent scared to blow up your back row is the big thing. Now we're about to go to the extra deck. Now the extra deck, you are not going to, outside of Super Poly, you're really not going to use it all that much, to be honest. We are playing the Dark Magician Fusion spell, and I'll show you how we get to that. So for example, the first thing I want to talk about is the Dark Magician the Dragon Knight. We have a way of cheating this card out. From what you guys can tell in the main deck, the only way you can actually make this is fusing Phantasma and Dark Magician, which that does come up, especially if you're not against a Link deck. But most of the time, you're actually going to make this in one of two ways. One is Super Poly and fusing with your opponent's dragon. The other is with another monster that is in this extra deck. Dark Cavalry, this is just for if I'm up against heroes, Infernoble Knight, etc. You just take away one of their warriors while playing a Dark Magician and Super Polying it away. And then you can protect Eternal Soul, because most of the cards that get rid of back row target, except for like Harpy's Felhost or Lightning Storm. One Predaplant Drago Stepelia. Basically, if your opponent plays a Dragoon, you play random Dark Monster, then you Super Poly, and then you have a negate, and your opponent's Dragoon is gone. Shaddols are big in the format right now, so I figured Shaddol Winda, I play a lot of Darks, and then haha, now you can only special summon one time. And I don't special summon that much at all, so I'm not really hurt by her. This one is also for Dragon Link. This is World Chalice Guard Dragon Almaraduke or whatever. He's really, I don't know, his name's hard to pronounce. Basically, he's just a big 3,000 dragon that can attack everything if you happen to get him out. For Cyber-based decks, Duplexer Chimera. This is for multiple kinds of Cyber-based decks, because there are more than one now. It used to be just Salad, but Duplexer is just any two Cyber monsters. Like I said, we play Super Poly, so the idea with Duplexer is that you can use this card to just fuse with any of them. Doesn't really matter what kind of Cyber deck that they're playing. Alright, and the last one is, and if you guys follow me on Instagram, you would know, I picked up a Mud Dragon of the Swamp. I have multiples of these for other multiple decks. Basically, Mud Dragon of the Swamp is a instant fusion and a Super Poly target. So basically, you play this guy and you can just fuse anything you think. Then we got the one Ultimate Falcon, like I mentioned, for Waking the Dragon. This is the card that's going to help remove cards from your opponent's field, as well as being really big, because he's just going to beat over shit and they're not going to be able to do anything about him. So, and he's our Waking the Dragon target. Also, fun fact, if you have to, Waking the Dragon can get you Dark Magician. I don't recommend doing it that way, but you can get Dark Magician out of the main deck with Waking the Dragon. Red Eyes Flare Metal Dragon. You can also fuse this with a Dark Magician to make Dragon Knight if necessary, but you're mostly using this so Eternal Soul doesn't backfire on you as much. And it also has a really powerful burn effect, so good for in time. Big guy, take your opponent's shit. Ebon Illusion Magician. You get 2 level 7s, you make this guy, get the last Dark Magician out, and then you just start banishing their stuff a lot. And that seems pretty good to me. Basically, Daybreaker, the magical warrior. This guy's purpose is very simple. He's basically Nightmare Phoenix for spellcasters. Essentially, that's what he is. Apprentice Magician, Wee Witch's Apprentice. Basically, this card is just, I can boost dark monsters, and they kill it. We get a dark card back, which usually is actually very helpful, because sometimes you will get your starters negated, like your Apprentice and your Magician's Rod. This can give you a second chance to make those plays happen. Board Blocker, to get back circles. You can take this out if you don't want to play it. That's just, he's just filler, really. And then this card, World Chalice, the Umaduk, the World Chalice Dragon. This is how we get out our Dragon Knight most of the time, because basically he just takes a normal monster. So basically the whole point of this card is, what you want to do is you have Dark Magician on the field, you trade it in for this card, and then you'll use like the circle combo, getting rid of one of their opponent's monsters, or card, whatever is in the pain in the butt, and then you will activate the fusion, the searchable polymerization for the Dark Magician deck, and you will fuse this and a freshly summoned Dark Magician off of like Eternal Soul or Navigation, and you will have your combo. Really, it actually happens way more often in this deck than it used to. So there you go, guys. This was the budget Dark Magician deck.
Alright, guys, that was the deck profile. I hope you guys enjoyed that. This has been the first time I've done a format like this. We did where we opened up stuff at the beginning and did, other things. So if you like that, let me know in the comments below. I want my audience's input. I want to know what you guys think. If you're new here, consider subscribing and also leave your input. Let me know and check out some of my old videos so you can leave input that makes sense. You know, whether you like this kind of intro for a deck profile, where we kind of skip the replay footage, and a skit. And go straight to the deck profile, or if you prefer the other way. Let me know. I'm just curious. If you're new here, consider subscribing. If you don't subscribe and like the video, I will turn you into a Karibo. I'm not afraid to do it. Don't make me do it, guys! Karibo. Anyway, guys, I'll catch you in the next one. Peace.